This is Walt Disney. I would like to welcome all of you to the Park Streamers Hangout tonight. Bob, Danny, and Cordy are dear friends, and I know they have an amazing podcast for you. So thanks for joining us tonight, and enjoy the show.
Well, hey, dreamers, jammers, and kids. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Berry Plate. I just said Berry Place, didn't I? Oops, let me start over. Welcome to another episode of Park Streamers Hangout. Yeah, it's this thing right here. Just want to let you guys know that Danny is unfortunately unable to join us tonight. He's fine. Everything's good with him, but something came up the last minute, and he needs to take care of that. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll be able to join us at the end of the show, but if not, he's not able to be here tonight. But we do have to my left here, Cordy in California. So Cordy, why don't you say hi to everyone?
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday.
Yes.
Monday. Hope you're all doing well. I'll tell you where you can find me.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, where else? Twitch and Blue Sky. Although Blue Sky is turning into the other one where I just don't post anything. So
yeah, I haven't even looked into Blue Sky yet, so I don't even know if that's something
I don't know what to post. Like, I'm like, can I just post the same things I post everywhere else, or am I supposed to be more like? Is it more intellectual? Like, what am I supposed to do?
I gotta tell you, between all the different platforms that we have, it's like I have a hard enough time posting to my own personal social media, and then you've got my Berry Place, and then I'm also trying to do Park Streamers Hangout. So it's like woo, got a lot of different social media accounts I'm on all the time. And speaking of me, guys, you can find me at Berry Place 28 on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook, and all at Berry Place 28. And I hope you guys will come hang out with me there sometime. But we do have quite a few things to cover with you tonight. So Cordy and I will be covering all those with you. And then there's a couple things that we'll add to tonight's topic. I think it'll be cool. And then we'll round out the evening with a little bit about New Year's Eve and whatnot. So with that, let's go ahead and get into our first topic. And that would be
welcoming everybody in. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah. That would kind of be good too. So let's go ahead and do that. Cordy, would you like to welcome everyone in?
We can see you all. So I think like we're talking about it right behind the scenes. So we're like, it's like we said hello to you all. Like, oh, so we have Amusement Park Pirates. APP is in the house. Cassandra, Pirate Girl Trish, mystery guest, hello. Buddy Hepburn, Mike Beachman, Weird Old Man, hello. Tom F is here. We've got Mary Place 28. Anybody know that guy? Most Wanted, welcome in. Paul M. Newitt, hello. And we've got, I'm scrolling. I saw some other names. I'm scrolling. I saw Haunted Mermaid in here. Mike, hello. There she is. Hi, Haunted Mermaid. And John Way, hello. Chestnuts roasting by the geo fire. What are we going to sing after Christmas is over? Or
New Year's, yeah. I don't know.
Lynn, welcome in. Zamambies. And we've got Jetta. Hello, Jetta. Too many platforms, she said. I agree. Dapper Wanted Crew. Hello. SoCal Sports. Hello there, my friend. And Mike McCain, welcome in. Well, thank you. Gosh, thank you all for joining us tonight for this episode. Christy, hello, PH Disney. How are you?
And
just start following her on TikTok. So new on TikTok. If you want to give her a follow. You guys all saw her on Mary Place 28. The last night, the 20th. And then we all got to meet up for World of Color. Sorry, I'm getting squirrel. My favorite niece, hello, welcome in. And let's see. I think
we're caught up now.
I think we are. Christina Holmes alone. And happy birthday to Christina's daughter today.
Oh, happy birthday to Christina's daughter then. Oh, GV559, what's happening? Okay. I think we're caught up now. So something opened, I believe it was last week, that we've been waiting for a long time to open. And that was Madame Leota's Somewhere Beyond gift shop. And it was funny because what was it on the 20th? It was on the 20th. And I had a feeling they were going to be opening soon because they had two security guards sitting out front, which I have actually have a photo of them to show you guys in a moment. And they had some barriers up, and they also had put new stuff up around the actual gift shop. And so we were like, oh, look at all this new stuff they have. So let me bring that up real quick so I can show you what it looks like on the outside there. Give me 1 second to present that. Okay. Let me see. Is that as big as I can make it? Yep, I think so. Okay, so this was the front of Madame Leota Somewhere Beyond, and we had two security guards there. You'll notice that they had barriers up, and then you'll see where I'm putting my mouse. That was a new light that they put up, their lamppost. Obviously, they put up some things over here, which we'll see closer in a moment. Just a bunch of like sage and herbs and stuff like that. They did put this new framing around the door too, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That framing, this is what it looks like right here. It looks cool. It's like barn doors, but the one thing I've noticed though is that even though they put up the framing and they put up some new stuff, we didn't get that paint job that I thought we were gonna possibly eventually get, and that was a little disappointing. This is the new lamppost. I like it. It looks kind of cool.
It looks like a face.
Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back.
I was just looking at it, and it looks like a face, like the mouth.
It does. It is a little reminiscent of something that Raleigh Crump would have done, but I don't believe it's his design. Of course, this is what one of the windows looks like on the outside, and then you see the potted plants with the herbs hanging upside down there. And then this is another rounded window with some more plants and herbs. That's what it looked like when you kind of back away from the double doors on the side. Of course, there's the front again. And then they put these planters out front. I thought it was kind of interesting too. They put the horse hitches right there. They're really small actually, but they put the horse hitches right there on the side of the planters. And there's one planter on each side of the door. So that's something that they also added. The other thing they added copper, what was that, water?
The rain
gutters. What do they call that? Yeah, rain gutters. Thank you. So that looked really nice. It looked sharp. Mm-hmm. I really liked the way it looked. I don't know if they're going to be polishing that a whole lot, so that could be tarnished and green soon, and maybe that's something they want to do. The one thing I noticed about this is that everything looks nice and fresh on the outside, which is interesting because we're going to talk about what it looks like on the inside in a moment. The bright lights, I still feel like the bright lights are too bright, but yeah, that's what it looks like on the outside. But
that was at the end of the night Friday, right? We're like, oh, wow.
Yes. We're like, wow, what's going on here? And I was trying to talk to the security guards. They were really nice cast members, and I'm glad I got to talk to them. And I was kind of like, hey, so what's going on here? What are you guys guarding? What's, and of course they weren't giving up anything or any information. They were just kind of, we're just, here to make sure no one touches any of the new stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, great. But they were super nice. I really wish we could have gotten more information from them, but regardless, they eventually did open it the following Monday, and I kind of, surprised everyone. Now they kept saying it's going to be winter, and everyone kept saying, well, when in winter? I think all of us kind of just thought, oh, well, it'll probably happen maybe after the first of the year or something like that. And then of course they surprised everyone on Monday and said, hey, it's open. And when everyone went, okay, who can get us in? Who can go, or who's got tickets? And,
I know.
And of course,
I didn't have tickets.
Everyone's blocked out. It's like, who can get in? I think we even reached out. Was that PJ? We're like, hey, PJ, you can go down there and get it.
Get some pictures.
But it was really cool to see that they finally opened it. Now you had the opportunity to actually go down there and see what it actually looks like inside, correct?
I did, and I can show now. Excuse if my voice starts to get high because I'm all wow, like everything's like, but I can share a little bit of that. It's, it was a lot smaller than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
the store
Because it
like, I
looks
was
so
like,
big
oh,
on the outside? Is that
yeah,
why?
I'm like, oh, okay, this is it. I mean, but I thought they did like an amazing job with it. So let me just get that on here.
And hello, Christy PH Disney. Welcome in.
It's this one. Yeah. Okay. Welcome in, Justin. And then I think we also Fire Dragon 57. Welcome.
Hey, Fire Dragon.
You guys can see this okay? Or do I need to make it? Okay. Oh, it is tiny.
Let's see if I can. Now it looks like a lot of the same type of stuff that was over in the old gift shop, but it looked like there was some new stuff as well.
Yeah. Like at first glance, I was like, "Oh, I've seen this and that," but then you start looking around, right? Look up, and you're like, "Oh,
look at that!" I know it's almost time, but oh my goodness.
We were in end of power hour, so I was like, "I know it's almost midnight, but we gotta look."
Madam
As Theme Park Casual always says, look up.
I was just feeling sick.
Oh
boy.
I got an ad.
Right away. As soon as we
No, skip it.
Well, what do you think of the inside as we're looking?
Well, it's not quite what I thought it was going to be. It looks cool, but not quite as cool as I thought it was going to look. That's really neat. I like that.
Yeah.
I did see quite a few videos of people playing with a crystal ball, and I thought that was neat.
And the cast member let me know, she'll tell us later, but the chandelier is the original from the Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's Madame Leota's like little layer up there. There's a hat.
So cool. I love it.
I do like how they have the instruments coming out of the mirrors. That's kind of cool with the drums and the trumpet there. But do they do anything?
I didn't notice, and I didn't spend as much time as I wanted to. Gotta get content.
Ooh, do you hear the music?
Mm-hmm. I hear that music.
Spiritual oils.
Was it as loud as the Haunted Mansion music outside?
Isn't it wonderful, Haunted Mermaid?
Yeah, like it'll quiet down and then it'll.
Wow. I love it's much smaller than I thought the store, but I love the decoration.
We're going to look at some seals here in a moment that Cordy also took and see some things a little more in detail.
Right?
Does it do anything? I had asked him, does it do anything when you touch it? I thought maybe it was after. Okay.
That's okay.
Beautiful.
I know this is taking up there. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I like the cat. That's cool.
Violin. It's all those little things, right? You're like, oh, that's so cool. Little accent.
Really? Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear that? The original chandelier from the Haunted Mansion. Wow. Yeah, they did a great job. It's really nice in here. That's so cool.
So pretty.
Yeah, that's definitely a really nice
thank you very much. Have a good night.
Or light.
Thank you. Have a good night.
I think I point back at it. I might not.
Let's see if we can find Sammy Bear.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, there she is.
I was looking for Sammy Bear. But yeah, so that's it was pretty. It just was smaller. Like I walked in, I'm like, oh, like there it is. that was it. But it's like the concept art, but shrunken. You know what I mean? Because it seemed very, I don't know, like twice the size in the concept.
Well, I think because it looks so big on the outside, but the thing is, you have just the front part of the shop, and then I'm sure they have like some stock in the back, right behind the register, that you don't see in that little shop. Probably not too much. The one thing I noticed, and here's one thing I thought was interesting. So the outside, and I mentioned this earlier, it looks really nice, pristine on the outside. Inside, the walls look nice and pristine. The ceiling, why does it look all messed up and like it's an old barn if everything else looks so kind of new? It just didn't, to me, I don't know why it didn't gel with me, because when I saw that, I'm like, what? Why did they do that? I would have thought they'd either just stuck to having the whole building, kind of that old, rickety looking thing. Obviously the Haunted Mansion doesn't look like that, so I didn't expect it to look like this. If it was an attic, like a regular attic, then I guess I would expect it to be kind of old and creaky looking, like, in the Haunted Mansion, but it's not really much of an attic in there. It's just more of a ceiling, and that's it. So I was kind of thrown off by that. The other thing is, and I have not heard back from my source on this, but what we had heard is that they were going to put in a bunch of stuff from Museum of the Weird, and they did not. What they ended up doing is just putting a bunch of stuff in that was related to Madame Leota, which is fine and totally cool. I was kind of hoping they would do something with the Museum of the Weird. But regardless, it definitely does not quite look like the concept art. And actually, I'm going to have to see if I can find that concept art before we're done talking about this. But in the meantime, you've got this. This is what it looks like inside. This is a little bit, because it's not a video, it steals. Again, there's some really nice, lampshades and stuff. I like how they did the mirror thing with the drumsticks and the drum, and then of course the trumpets. I thought that was kind of cool. Obviously a lot of candles around. It does look like, and it's kind of hard to see here. Actually, let me bring it off the side. The garments here, that's related to Raleigh Crump. With the gargoyle and the way it looks. So that's kind of cool. Let me see here. Love the crystal ball. I think that's kind of cool. I think it'd be neat if it did some more things, or she actually came through. That would be kind of cool.
That's what I thought was going to happen. So I'd waited there to see, right? Oh, maybe something.
Right.
And I touched it. I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully they can keep it there, because everybody, of course, wanted to touch it. And
this is one thing. I'm going to try to zoom in, but is that the bride?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like the bride. Interesting. And like I was saying earlier, it looks like most of the stuff that was over in the Haunted Mansion shop is there, with a few extra new things that weren't included before. Let me see if I can make this bigger. There we go. And then
Welcome in, Good Vibes.
Hey, Good Vibes, what's happening? Again, we're gonna see the cat there in a moment. I do like that.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
But yeah, I thought it was gonna look small inside just because you have so much merchandise in there and it's not a huge space. There we go. There's the cat. I like the cat. I think it's gonna. In fact, let's see. Do we zoom in? Nope. Let me go back.
If you didn't know, all three of us have cats.
Yeah. So Danny, Cordy, and I, we all have cats, but actually this looks like our Luna, kind of. Except she doesn't have as much white on her paws, but so cute. I like the cat. That's cool. I think she got a little bird cage with a bird up above as well. And thanks for the photos. Great photos. The clock is reminiscent of the clock hands from the clock that's in the Haunted Mansion, but it doesn't quite look like the actual clock. And there's a lot of little, if you see, like, there's a lot of little prints or pictures that are framed, but I can't make out what those are. And since I haven't been to the Haunted Mansion, the Madame Leota shop, I can't tell what they are. Maybe there are some Museum of the Weird stuff, because you see some more here. These actually look like Loteria cards. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like Mexican bingo. So cool.
Yeah, there's a lot to look at. Like I got off of Haunted Mansion, and then I was like, oh my God, I think it was like 12:53 or something, or 11:53. So
Mhm.
I had to get to Indiana Jones, and I was like, okay, let me get as much as I can. But I would have loved to spend more time just kind of zooming in on each of the sections.
Let me see if I can find. Oh, and it says now open, Madame Leota somewhere beyond. Let me see if I can find the one with the concept art. Here we go. So I'm going to show this to everyone because this is what they were showing before. Okay. So this is, let me do this. There we go. So you can see the concept art in here, and the concept art, it's definitely, you see there's a lot more lampshades that they're showing. And it does look bigger the way they have it in here because it looks like they have more merchandise on the walls, but yeah, it's definitely set up
The
differently.
tables, right? More
Mhm.
tables.
A lot more tables, but there's not a lot of room in there. So who
Yeah.
knows if they meant to turn the shop the other way? Because you don't even see register in here either. But where the register actually is would be right here with this mantle. Although I don't know, it's weird. So it's different setup. Now here's the funny thing. So you do have this chair right here. This chair is reminiscent of the one that Rolly Crump did, and is actually in the Haunted Mansion. It's reminiscent of it. It's not the actual one, but you can see it looks like they have some things that could be Museum of the Weird, and who knows? I mean, Disney has not been following through with their concept art so much. So as far
Right.
as I'm concerned, I mean, it looks fine inside. It doesn't look as, like this looks to be very mystical. It doesn't look super mystical. It looks like they tried to put as much as they could in, but they were limited on space, obviously. And they did, based on the pictures that we saw, you could see that they were actually draping stuff over the top of the
Yeah.
banisters up above and whatnot. So they definitely, like the cat in the chair up above, Madame Leota's area up above. So they definitely tried to cram as much as they could in there. So I'm not saying they didn't do that. It just obviously looks a lot different than the concept art, which is kind of a bummer because, like I think we've been saying, usually when Disney does concept art in the past, the concept art was very close to what the concept art was, or sorry, the end results was very close to what the concept art was. The
Well,
one thing I do, huh?
Go ahead. I'll go after you.
Oh, the one thing I do like, so they show a lot of lampshades here, but the fact they put that blue one in there looks really cool because obviously it's from the Haunted Mansion, but the fact they put that in there, I think that really adds to it and looks better than some of these other lampshades they have in here that look like they're kind of made of fabric, except for this yellow and red one. That blue one looks amazing and it's awesome. And actually, I'm kind of surprised they would put that in there, given the fact that it's the original, and
it's low enough that you can
right,
touch
that people
it,
could
what I
actually
mean?
touch it, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of made me nervous. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just thinking, because it did remind me of, and I say it when I was there, but like it reminds me of Raised Berets, how they're trying to do as much, I guess, theming and add as much into these shops as they can. But I understand why they have to keep it out of reach, because you know how it's hard at Raised Berets. You're like trying to get your gimbal up there to see things.
Oh
Because
yeah.
practicality, it's just, sadly, people will
Well,
touch and break things.
right. And I will say, look, Ray's Brays, not real fond of the name. I'm glad they did a shop for Ray. But it's cool they have all the different glass jars in there. I think that's really neat. The problem is they're so high you can't see what's in them half the time. And even I think I told you guys, but when I was in there, I wanted to film the ones behind the register, and the cast member says, "Oh, give me your gimbal," and she held it up so that we could actually see what was in those jars, which was really nice for her to do. That was really cool. And I like the fact that they tried to put more theming into those. I felt like there's more theming in Raised Berets and in this store than there is for Lewis's Critter Country. But that one's a small one too. It's not very big. But yeah, I definitely think it looks cool. I'm glad that they finally have a dedicated shop. I can't wait to go check it out myself so I can experience it and see what's inside there, and then give a better opinion, because I haven't been in. So all I've seen is what the pictures I took on the outside, the videos I've seen from you on your live stream, and these stills, as well as some of the other live streamers that have gone to the shop. So, but I'm glad they finally have it open. It seems like it's taken forever for them to open up this shop. So
yeah, no, I'm glad that that's open. Want to welcome in Heather Jung. Hello. CL. Hello, CL.
hey, CL.
And I think, did I see one more person that just
The most wanted?
I think we're good.
Okay, cool.
Thank you all.
And I'd really like to hear what everyone else thinks. So if you have a certain opinion about the shop, go ahead and throw it into the chat and let us know what you think, because I'm curious to see what you guys think about the shop. Again, I know most of us haven't seen it in person. It's going to look a little bit different, in the sense that, you get to see and experience what's happening. The one thing I was asking you before is the music playing just as loud in there as it was at the Haunted Mansion? I think you said yes. Was it
because all of a sudden I heard it. Yeah, so it would it wasn't the whole time, but yeah, I'm like,
oh, okay, cool. Yeah, see, I think that would be cool if it kind of went in and out, because that's the biggest thing I think all of us is like have a concern about. Is like, why is the music so loud at the Haunted Mansion? It's a little too loud. Right
and the
now.
light on the chandelier, it flickers, like it'll flicker at times.
I noticed that. That is cool too. I still just think it looks a little too bright, especially on the outside. It obviously, the brightness looks like it matches the inside too. I don't know. I just felt like I want it to be a little dimmer and a little more spooky. Christy PhD says, I saw it and I thought it was cute, and it does remind me of a barn. Very
Which
cool.
I wonder, I mean, we'll never know. I don't know. What exactly it represents. I mean, like you were saying, it could be an attic, right? It's her shop, right? It's supposed to be her
well, it's supposed to be her place.
Kind of thing.
So originally I had heard that it was going to be a guest house for like employees. Then I heard it was going to be more like a stable for like horses and whatnot, hence why they have the carriage on the outside. And then, when I heard, oh, well, it's going to be just focused on Madame Leota, I'm like, okay, well, that kind of goes back to the first concept. But what are they going to do? And obviously I had heard that they were going to try to make it like a Museum of the Weird. And I'm really hoping that, I was really hoping they were going to add a lot more stuff in for the Museum of the Weird. Sorry, I'm looking back forth through some of the photos that you had sent over that we just looked at, because I wanted to see if I could see anything else in some of these photos. But yeah, it's cool for what it is. I just, think it needs to be a little more moody. Is this the line for the Haunted Mansion? Oops, I meant to show this one. That's hilarious. How long is Disneyland going to keep the Christmas tree up on Main Street? Usually that stays until, I think it's is it staying until the 6th or 5th?
Yeah, we have through 6th. Monday.
Yeah, so it'll be here for I think by a week from today it'll probably start going away, all the Christmas stuff. And Doom Boogie, how are you? Welcome in.
Doom.
Let's see.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's and GV had mentioned he thought maybe the instruments would do something. And I guess I always look at things like, well, I guess if you use your imagination, right? Because I see the instruments, I hear the sounds. I'm like, oh yeah, that would be, there's the drums, there's the bells. But I just feel like it just costs so much money to do everything. Like if they were to put that in, then they would have to maintain some sort of, if they had something moving. I don't know. They have enough on
right. There's definitely more maintenance. I mean, but look at like the Lonesome Ghost that you see over at Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway. When you pass that mirror and you're not sure if you're going to see the Lonesome Ghost, that's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, the mirrors could. You're right.
See, to me, they could easily have done something like that into the mirrors and not cost a whole heck of a lot of money. I just feel like Disney's kind of going on the cheap when it comes to building these things lately, and I don't know, like we're not getting everything that I think we could get or should get. Here we go. Paul says,
Oh, sorry.
nice. Oh, sorry, you clicked on too.
Just,
Yep. A
oh,
mobile.
sorry. We'll go. Just instruments are only for Haunted Mansion from our own Haunted Mermaid.
Yeah, gotcha. And then Paul says a mobile of instruments would have been cool and not that expensive. No, they could have done something like that too, and I think that would have been neat because, but I guess maybe that would have been reminiscent of what they already have in the Haunted Mansion, so they didn't want to repeat that because they do have instruments kind of hanging, inside with Madame Leota. Obviously not during the Haunted Mansion holiday, but regular Haunted Mansion. So, but yeah, I mean, look, for what it's worth, I'm okay with it until I see it in person. Then let's see if I change my mind about anything. But like I said, I just think the music needs to be turned down a little bit, probably, and then I need a little more mood because if the and obviously you don't want to have the shop too dim, but I think it would have been cool if you could have a little dim light, or maybe every once in a while the lighting in there goes a little darker, so you can see the crystal ball and you can see the lights, or the lamp shades, really light up. Or maybe even if they did something that was kind of like a Madame Leota show, that was like, just 20 seconds long or something like that, where she shows up and then disappears. That would have been kind of cool. And again, I know it's a shop.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wonder I bet all of these ideas came up and then they went, because already, not that I think they opened it after we were blocked, but I kind of think they did. But,
I think so
they
too.
want people shopping, not lawyering. And you know what I mean? They want you to take pictures and like, oh, wow, this is so cool. But then on the other hand, like if we're all clogged with people just trying to watch a little show or like, oh, wow, check this out. Let's just stand here and block the way of shoppers. I just think that the dollar is kind of, up here in their opinion, right? Like, so maybe they weighed that out like, oh, that'd be great. But it would cost us money instead of making us money with people shopping instead of looky-looing.
So Mishka says shop is tiny and it takes up a lot of the visage. Oh, I can't even read there. The visage of the mansion. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's funny because it does look a little too big. But again, I wonder if they're trying to make it so that you kind of separate the Tiana's Bayou Adventure from the Haunted Mansion. Who knows? Oh, and Barbara Duncan, how are you? Welcome in. I will say though, to me, and I know this is kind of the running joke with it, still looks like a shed from Home Depot. And I know we have our own little chat, and some people have thrown pictures into that of different things. It's amazing how much it looks like one of those sheds that you can actually build. Kind of funny. I don't know. I guess I was hoping to see a little more of that paint job on the outside to make it a little more mystical and whatnot, because it does look like a barn from the outside, but then you walk in and it looks like a little, I don't know, like a little home, Madame Leota's.
Mm-hmm. I know that's what I kind of felt like home/shop, right? Like you live there, but you have your shop out front, or you can get your reading upstairs where the cat is, or something. Like I'm not sure yet. I haven't quite figured that out in my mind what I want it to be.
So Barbara says, I find the shop not up to Disney's usual standards, but I remind myself it's a retail space, not an attraction. True. Yeah, and that's what I think Cordy was starting to say too. It's in a store, it's not an attraction. But I mean, you think about all the details they put into some of the other shops and what they do to try to make the shops kind of neat and cool and whatnot. So I don't know. I guess I was just hoping for a little more pizzazz in the store, but hey, we'll see. Well,
you never know, right? They could change things up. They might add some more things like, like you were saying from the Museum, right, of the Weird, like just, they may start doing that. Maybe there was just some holdup and they didn't get it in there, but, or maybe there's pieces we can't see that are little Easter eggs that we have to find, that different people will see once they're in there, like, oh, wow, I just noticed this is there. So
Paul brought up a good point. He said, but think of how they do merch theming at Disneyland Paris. It's awesome. So since I've been to Disneyland Paris, have you been there, Cordy?
No.
Okay. So they do. Yeah, I mean, look, their merchandise is similar to what we have, but there are some stores and places where you walk in, you're kind of like, wow, look at this place. This is amazing. Paris definitely does things a little bit differently than we do here, and Tokyo does too. Tokyo to me has theming off the hook. I haven't
But
been
they're
there, but
different,
from all the
right?
photos, yeah. Well,
They have more I don't know. Don't they run on a whole different kind of with money and
it's
everything? Like
Europe.
they've got sponsors and they've got more money that's put into it. That's not just like Disney putting money into it.
Well, yeah, because it's not completely owned by Disney and
Mhm.
it's
I
European
think that makes
Union,
a
I believe, or
difference.
whatnot. But still, it has not been one of the most successful, Disney parks. But they definitely, if you see what they do for like the Christmas parades and for just the shows in general, everything is different. The way Alice in Wonderland looks and etc. The castle, their castle is amazing. I love it. It's a 2-story castle. You can walk out on the balcony, unlike ours. It looks like it has to look like an amazing castle because think of it, it's in Europe, right? I mean, you got to have a castle that looks pretty darn amazing. Not to mention they've got a dragon down below, which is pretty
Right.
darn cool to see. But yeah, they do things just a little bit differently, and that's cool. I just wish that they were a little more consistent. And especially like when I see some of the stuff over Tokyo, I'm like, oh, can we please like get some of that stuff over here? That would be amazing.
But then you guys
It's-
won't go there.
well, yes and no. I'm not saying it has
They're
to be
like, no, if
exactly
you
the
like this,
same.
you can come here and see it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
true.
I
Well,
think it's kind of
and
smart thinking in that way, business wise. You're like, if you have everything the same everywhere, then why would you even want to go to any of the other parks? You're like, I want to go there because this is so cool.
right. Well, if you think about it, most of the Disneylands are kind of set up similarly, as far as like Main Street,
Yeah.
and the parts of the park. But what I like is that they are kind of different. Like our Big Thunder Mountain is definitely different than the one you see at Paris as well as Walt Disney World. It's totally different track layout. In fact, Paris is amazing because you start on the mainland, you go underwater up onto the island, and then you come racing back under the water to the mainland. It's like, oh, that is so crazy, and it's super cool and fast.
Welcome in,
And
Adventures with Photo Commish.
Oh, hello, Adventures with Commish. Yeah, so I'm not saying it has to be an exact replica, but
No.
like, they're like, I gotta tell you, the Haunted Mansion, which they call Phantom Manor over in Paris,
Mhm.
off the hook, way better than okay, I know people are gonna be like, what, Bob? Can't believe you said that, because our Haunted Mansion is the original. It is the original, but it's set in the Old West. It's set in Frontierland. It's it tells a whole backstory about why the bride's killing her husbands. And when you go into the graveyard, you just don't go into the graveyard. You go underground, where all the skeletons and the dead
Which is
bodies
fitting
and the
for
spirits
Paris.
are, which is, yeah, exactly. It's just it's so fitting, and it's amazing what they do.
Yeah.
And Paul says, and Tokyo's keeping their splash mountain. Yes, yes, they are.
Right.
At least for now.
I mean,
Yeah,
these
and
are
if
the
you
things
guys,
like I don't know all of these facts. Like that's why you guys are so great out there in the audience because you bring so much to
Yep.
the streams. But Tokyo, because that's what I kind of heard. Like, I don't know the details, but yeah, like it's kind of cool because I want to go there. I have not been to any
Mhm.
other parks. I love just going to Disneyland and DCA, but like I do want to go there because of that. So
Yeah, and Heather said, I think Paris does whatever it can to bring people in, whereas people flock to Disneyland if they change the trash can design. So here's the one thing I thought was interesting. When I was actually there in Disneyland Paris, I actually asked people who worked there as well as people who were from Europe, and I said, what do you prefer? Do you prefer Disneyland Paris? Do you prefer Walt Disney World? Or do you prefer Disneyland? I mean, what's your favorite park? And they're like, oh, Disneyland in California, that is our go-to park. And I'm like, why don't you like the rides here? Like, yeah, we like the rides here. I'm like, well, the rides here they're newer. The park is only 30 years old. Your Pirates of the Caribbean is on a 2-tier level as well, but it's a little bit different. Their Indiana Jones is a roller coaster that goes upside down. Everything's just a little bit different. Their Space Mountain goes upside down and it launches. So that's really cool too. But they said that it's because the original is in California. That's what Walt worked on. You're kind of they go back to that whole walking in his footsteps and getting to experience what he actually created back in California. And even though there's like, your castle's really small over there. And I'm like, yeah, I know our castle's really small. It was the first one, but that's the only complaint I heard. Other than that, they loved all the different rides because they don't have Mr. Toad's Wild Ride or the Storybook Canal Boats or things like that. The things that they had similar versions of, they actually, preferred California. And I thought that was interesting because I actually preferred some of the things over in Paris compared to ours. Now, don't get me wrong. You know me, I'm all about the Walt history and whatnot, and I love walking in Walt's footsteps, but there are definitely some things I think that they've done that are really cool, like the Phantom Manor over there in Paris. And then, of course, they have Walt Disney Studios, which they're changing that name to a different one. But the Walt Disney Studios they have over there, it actually has a Toy Story Land there. Avengers Campus, I think, is better than ours. I love it because they took their rock and roll coaster and they turned it into an Avengers roller coaster, which is kind of cool. And of course, they still have the same Spider-Man, Web Slinger ride that we have. And they still have some of the same stores and restaurants. But I like how I like it because they had a really cool roller coaster for the Avengers ride. Not just, and don't get me wrong, I love Guardians of the Galaxy, but another roller coaster would be a lot of fun. GB559 says maybe they didn't make the gift shop look so spooky because it wouldn't match the mansion. Walt didn't want the outside of the Haunted Mansion to look run down and spooky. No. Yeah, and I'm fine with that. But then I guess that's my whole point. It's like you go inside the Haunted Mansion and there are parts that are kind of run down and spooky and all that stuff. And this one, you go into the shop and everything looks fairly new except for the ceiling in the attic. It's kind of weird that only those things are, kind of, weathered and kind of looks ruined or whatnot. So I don't know. And I don't need the outside to look ruined or anything like that. I just, because you're right. It does match the Haunted Mansion. I just thought that the inside would look a little bit different. But.
Welcome in. The Dutch Disney Lover. Nice to
see.
The
Dutch Disney Lover. How are you? Welcome in. From
That's a
all
good
the way
point,
over
Mike.
in Europe.
If Disneyland had a bigger castle, it would ruin the look of the Matterhorn. Like it would throw so everything off majorly, right? So I love our castle.
Yeah. Well, I have no problems. I love the way our castle looks too. It's just obviously, it was the very first one ever made. So, let's see. All right. Well, I think we're kind of getting off the little topic there. So let's bring it. I know. Let's bring it on over and talk about the Haunted Mansion again. So Disney actually announced the other day that they are going to reopen the original Haunted Mansion on the 18th of January. So it's going to close for a couple weeks and then reopen as the original Haunted Mansion. Which should be interesting, because they'd had things closed for a while. I'm curious to see if they implement anything that we didn't get to see that was covered up or not shown during the Haunted Mansion holiday. But it'll be nice to have the old Haunted Mansion back because that has not been around in, a couple years now.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years by the time they switch it back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So... as Haunted Mermaid says, my tomb, sweet tomb. But yeah, it's going to reopen. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. We'll see, if they do make any changes or if we see anything new. But I don't know if I'll be there. What is that? Is that a Monday? I didn't even check. I don't have my phone with me.
Yeah, it's usually either Fridays or Mondays, right? Let's see. 118. A Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised. I wonder why they're opening on a Saturday.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Real quick, just because I know you've been asking my favorite niece. So January 6th is the last day of the holiday celebration. So once the park closes on January 6th, the Christmas parade is done. The Christmas tree should be gone, right? I think now they're back on top of things and disassembling things, on time. But that'll be it. And as for Paint the Night coming back sooner than they said, I would say no. They've got a date. It's already posted. They won't be bringing it back. I mean, unless they do some little preview, right? A day or two before. But yeah, May 17th, right? Is the date. So.
Yep. Yeah, and add the Disney or Dutch Disney lover. Yeah, we're just talking about Phantom Manor, and if you guys want to see what the Phantom Manor actually looks like, a ride through, I have it on my YouTube page. So if you click on videos, you'll find the ride through video of that if you want to check it out. Unless you want to keep it to yourself and don't want to ruin what happens, and in case you're going to go see it in person, because to me, I think it's amazing. I really loved it. Barbara says, I will hate the new hitchhiking ghost projections at the end. Analog effects all the way for me. So I it'll be interesting to see what they do. One thing I found, because when I went to D23, they showed off a lot of the different effects they do for holograms and 3D effects, and they showed off the actual prototype of the beasts turning into the prince over at Tokyo. So they were showing all these, and I loved it. I thought it was really, really cool, and it was amazing seeing it in person. And even though they created these little effects to convince Disney, hey, this is what we want to do and this is how we're going to do it, the Imagineers really came up with some really interesting stuff. So if they do the holograms like I saw at D23, I am actually going to be okay with it. I know what you mean by having an actual physical there. The physical props always seem to be better, but if they can do the holograms or holographics like I think they're going to do, then I think they're going to be okay. But I to each their own. I totally understand, Barbara. I mean, everyone is got their own feelings about how they want things to be, and when you see change, sometimes you're like, why did they change it? I liked it the way it was. So I don't know. Are you looking forward to the new projections of the ghosts?
I'm always looking forward to the new things. I think it's exciting to see, what, I don't know, I want to see what they thought would be a good change, like I'm sure there's other reasons behind it all, but I was just thinking of CL and I, when we did the haunted tour, we got to take a picture with two of the hitchhiking ghosts. So they had them in the room. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
But yeah, no, I was looking at, Heather had mentioned, because I was like, oh, that's right. Lunar New Year is starting super early, January 17th. So that's starting Friday. And then the Haunted Mansion is changing over January 18th. So a busy little weekend. But we'll have to talk about that we're going to talk about that on the next one.
For sure. Definitely.
Foodie guide.
Paul said, my unmasked pet peeve opinion is that Disney's approach to the park is to do good enough, unlike Disneyland Paris or Tokyo Disneyland, because of SoCal culture. Example, Tomorrowland as it is today. Ugh. And that was one of the biggest disappointments I had for D23. Is I had been told by my sources, hey, and not just my source, but I had sources tell other friends of mine, hey, they are going to make some big announcements about the Disneyland and or Tomorrowland in Disneyland, and this is what they're going to do. And unfortunately, it didn't happen, but I'm sure eventually they have to. Tomorrowland's gotten to the point where it's not really that land of tomorrow anymore. It's fantastical, with Star Tours and Buzz Lightyear and Space Mountain, but yeah, it needs more. So, and it's funny because I was actually talking about the Sky Ride at SeaWorld yesterday on my live stream, and people brought up the Sky Ride and People Mover and how they want those to come back. And I would love to see the Sky Ride come back to Disneyland, but they won't do it. Obviously, they can't, not with the current, infrastructure they have for that. They almost have to redo it in a different way. And then People Mover, I would love to see People Mover come back. And that was supposed to be announced at D23 as one of the things that were going to come back, but they didn't. So more to come on that one, I'm sure. But I hear you, Paul. Heather Jung, I love the new the LNY Spirit jerseys. Hunter Mermaid, Year of the Rat. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
That is coming up quick, isn't it? The
Yeah.
Lunar New Year is coming up quick. I cannot believe it. That's crazy.
I can't wait. I love all those. I love all the festivals. And
I will tell you, and I think that you, me, and Danny needed this again, is that last year when we took the time to walk around and try the different foods and check things out, that was a lot of fun last year. So I think we're going to do that with the park streamers this year.
The holidays, like,
spending more time at the park.
We didn't even get, like, I don't even know what happened. I feel like I didn't even
it was like
much time. Yeah. Crazy fast.
And then speaking of the holidays, so it's so funny. Theme Park Casual, he does this every year now. He actually goes to Disneyland. I said Disneyland. He goes to Knott's Berry Farm the day after Christmas. And I remember when this happened a couple of years ago, I was moderating for him. And I was like, oh, he is crazy. This is just packed. It's busy and everything. And he didn't have the best time. However, he decided to do it again last year. And I was like, you're crazy. You're going to do it again? He's like, well, yeah. And now it's kind of like I'm just going to go hang out. I'm not going to even try to get on rides or do any, major, things. Maybe I'll catch a show or something like that. And he did it again this year. And oh man, just watching the stream and how packed it was. And I went the day after with my family and my dad, and we had a good time. We saw some shows, and I did a little bit of a live stream on TikTok, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it was definitely packed, and it's really packed. In fact, New Year's Eve, I don't know about you, but I usually stay away from Disneyland on New Year's Eve because it's gotten so packed. I don't even enjoy it anymore.
I would go New Year's Day. That was always because we usually just stay home and have our little family stuff here. But then I was always up early. I used to do daytime activities, believe it or not. But yeah, I would rope drop and spend the day because you're like, it wouldn't get busy till later.
Mm-hmm.
Between the Rose Bowl parade and all that stuff. So everybody's kind of busy either sleeping or doing other things. So kind of a bummer. I am bummed I don't get to go this year.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome in to Walker 40 and Sammy Bear's here. Hello.
Welcome in.
Captain EO would be cool. I know. We all want Captain EO. Sammy Bear brought something up that even if you switched out the person or something, right? If you're like, oh, redid it, but do it like in the same style. You know what I mean? Like we're just kind of spitballing ideas of like how we can bring it back somehow. But yeah.
Well, but how hard would it be for them just to even bring back Captain EO to that theater? And
right.
I mean, that's the thing. I would if they did that, I would be like, oh, I'm going. I would love to go check out Captain EO. Even if I couldn't, stream it, live stream, I would definitely go check it out. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I know. Wait. I read that Captain EO is now in the skeleton in the SW show. I'm not watching that, but
so there's little reminiscence of Captain EO within the Skeleton Crew. I have not watched Skeleton Crew, but I know that some of the characters, like the elephant character, alien, kind of looks like
yep. Mm-hmm.
Like one of them. There's I'm trying to remember the little. It's like the little monkey, space monkey with wings. I can't remember his name.
Well, because when the kids go, I think I've watched 2 or 3. My husband's watched the whole thing like 3 times. So
yes. I need to. Yeah, I definitely need to check it out. I just haven't had time to do that yet.
Okay.
You think I would? My kid's on winter break right now. I should be able to check it out. I don't know what's going on. She's actually on this kick right now of watching all the Avenger films, and so she's been watching those instead. And then she just walked by. She's like, "Huh? What?"
Did I hear my name?
She's watching. Yeah, she's watching Infinity Wars right now. So, yeah, we'll see. I definitely would love to see Captain EO come back, even if they could just bring back some things that they used to do. And what? I saw Captain EO. Who's that? We need to have a talk after the stream, kid. I've told her, but she probably just doesn't remember. I would just love for them to bring back some things, or even do some things in Tomorrowland just to bring it back. I like to bring back Star Tours, original Star Tours for limited run. See,
Mhm.
they do that. Yep, they do that with Soarin', right? Over California.
Mhm.
Why can't they do that with Star Tours? That would be really cool.
Yeah,
And
I've
then I
heard a
think,
lot of that buzz, like that, we've all been talking about. That would be so cool because you forget. You're like, oh man, I wish we could see that again.
right. Hey, Disneyland
Yep.
merch, think of all the plush sales that Captain
True.
America. Yeah.
Very
Well,
true.
and that's why I'm surprised they haven't brought some of these things back. And that's the other thing too. Remember when they came out with the Tomorrowland merch and it looked really cool
Mhm.
but really retro? That was
Mhm.
awesome. And then they had the People Mover stuff. I got the People Mover socks. Well, what if they did that and they brought back some of the other things,
I know.
to the merch in the park, even for Tomorrowland? I mean, I would love to have something that's related to, Adventures Through Inner Space. That would be kind of cool. Or
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
Carousel of Progress or something. Bobblehead's capping out. Now I don't know about that, Jen. I'm not a big bobblehead person. Yeah. And
Oh
then
yeah.
Pee Wee Herman's voice in the original Star Tours robot. I know. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Little shortcut. Huh? I love that. Wait, by the way, I don't know if anyone else got one. I got one myself, but D23, they were actually selling the Star Tours model, that you can actually play the original movie inside of the ride, which is kind of cool. So
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a good one. Good purchase.
mhm, exactly. Now, before we bring up the next topic, because I don't know what happened to it, I lost my. Where'd
Last
it go?
note, I would be there
Side.
all the time, GV. I would love a retros merch store.
Yeah.
So cool. And we have 90s night actually, and both Bob and I are going to be going to 90s night. Just quick plug. No, I'm kidding. But we are going, so super excited to see what they have to offer for 90s night. I would love an 80s night. Hopefully they think of doing something like that in the future, but Back to the Future. But yeah, we'll see what they have to offer. I'm hoping they're coming up with, they have some merch ready. Not just the t-shirt for the night, but like I hope they can they're already thinking of a theme of merchandise that would be,
Mhm.
I don't know. They might not be thinking that far into it, but it would be cool.
Well, going on to our next topic here, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So there's 3 things that they're going to be doing for the Magic Key pass holders, 3 different offerings that they're going to be doing. So you can see it here. This is on their Instagram page. It says, get ready for 2025. Magic Key holders can enjoy these extra unlocked special offerings designed just for you to start off the new year in January. The first one is a souvenir pin giveaway and Disney character photo pass event from January 7th through January 13th, 2025. And these are the pins that you can actually collect right here. You also have the refillable popcorn bucket with Stitch on it. That's going to be January 8th through February 19th of 2025. And of course, the last thing is going to be the New Year Disney PhotoPass Magic Shots, where you can get 2025 with fireworks and your picture in it, which is kind of cool. And that's going to be from January 7th through January 31st of 2025. So if you're a Magic Key holder, definitely keep those dates in mind and remember to check them out again. The PhotoPass Magic Shots, those are free. You don't have to pay anything for those. You can just go in the app to do those. But I think it's cool that they're coming out with one for 2025. The refillable popcorn bucket, obviously you got to purchase that. But in the Disney pins, you'll have to purchase. But I think those are kind of cool. The bucket looks a little plain to me. It's cool. It's a Stitch bucket, but nothing spectacular there. The pins, though, I like the pins. I think those are kind of cool because it's got Mickey and Pluto and then Daisy and Minnie. So that's really neat. Kind of missed out. There's no, Donald or Goofy.
Mm. For the just a reminder too, we were talking about this, Christina brought it up last night, like don't forget to download your pictures, any of your PhotoPass pictures, because they will
Expire.
disappear. So just
Yeah.
your end of year, make sure that you've downloaded all your pictures.
And they do send out emails to you to remind you, hey, don't forget to download them. And if you go into the app, it'll remind you to download them as well. But yeah, definitely don't forget to download those. Yeah. I usually try to download them as soon as I, put them onto my app. I download them to my phone, and then that way they're saved. But sometimes I do forget, so I always try to go back and see if there's something I missed before they expire. So, what did Trish say? Trish says, "Now I'm here to tell you, the older you get, the faster time goes by. Just like the old folks told me, and I didn't believe." I'm still trying to decorate for Halloween. Sigh.
Yeah.
What? Hold on for a second here. What are you doing over there? My cat is in my Christmas tree playing with
I
ornaments.
heard it. I heard the
Give me
ornament.
1 sec.
Oh my gosh.
Cats. That was Luna. All right. CL says, I'm excited that New Year's Day 2026 is not blocked for
Oh,
Inspire
that's
Key.
right. There's a change next year.
Oh, nice.
Dun, dun,
You want to
dun.
talk about that one real quick? About the
About
change?
the calendar for next year?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it?
No.
I don't know what the new dates are. But I remember someone
Hold on.
saying that it was Christina, that it was let me see. Go ahead, keep talking. You can talk about the tickets. Let me look up that unless you've got the calendar up there.
I was trying to bring up the calendar, but it doesn't.
Okay.
Does it go all the way to January 2026 now? Oh, it does. Look at
Yeah.
that. So, and I'll bring it up since I have it now. All right. So next year, the passes for Inspire Key will be blocked out from the 22nd of December through December 31st, and you'll be able to start on the 1st of January, which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really, really cool because they've had it on, and I don't know if you noticed, but in the beginning, they actually had the first 3 days. Actually, was it to the? I want to say I thought it was to the 5th or 6th of January of this year. They actually had blocked out for Inspire Keys, and then they opened it up, and it was like, oh, well, that's nice. So
yeah, those went quick when they first.
Yeah, they did, and I don't know why. See, and well, so here's something that and I talked to Cordy and Danny about this as well, but apparently they're coming out with a new magic key, and that new magic key is going to be like the premier magic key, and it sounds like it's going to go for a couple of $1,000s or more, and it's not going to have any blockout dates. So we'll see. I mean, nothing's been officially announced. It's just kind of in the rumor mill. I know someone was asking earlier, what's happening with the Berry Patch rumor mill? Well, there's one for you right there. Jeremy Heath, how are you? We're on the same page.
I know. New Tears Day. When I saw that, so I was chuckling. So what I heard is we're all meeting up on New Tears Day. There will be tears of joy when we all meet on New Year's Day next year.
That's funny. Yeah. I would love to go on New Year's Eve if it was still available, but it's just so packed now and so crazy. It's I don't know. Even though we're blocked out, just check it out. Anyone who's going to go stream it, the crowds are crazy on New Year's Eve. It's way too packed. Crazy.
Yeah. And hopefully it won't rain, I don't think. I don't see any rain, but I remember was that last New Year's Eve? No, the New Year's Eve before. It was torrential rains because I think like High Fires was streaming and I think Becky plus Eli, and it was just like torrential rains. I was like, oh, yikes.
Okay, so let's see here. The weather is so it looks like it's gonna be nice and clear. Well, it's gonna be partly cloudy, but it looks
just
like
it's been. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure like what it's been the last couple of days.
No rain. That's the most important thing, right?
And then once the new year comes, I think they've actually got a really good ticket deal going on.
Yeah, they do actually.
And it's for SoCal, right? SoCal residents only?
It is for SoCal residents, and the tickets are $6-7 each if you buy a 3-day ticket. So $6-7 is not bad per day. It's only per day per one park. You can upgrade to a park hopper if you want to, but $6-7 per day is not bad. And you also have the kids tickets that are $50. So excuse me, it could be a very affordable trip for once. And that would be really, really cool. And these tickets are actually going all the way up through May, I believe,
May
for the
15th, right before
yeah, May
the
15th.
70th. Yeah. But
Yeah,
like,
right before the 70th
yep.
starts.
So then you're like encouraged to buy tickets or a pass. But I really think that it's a great offering for people that know that they won't go enough to use a pass, or they don't desire to go as, as often as we do. But to be
Mhm.
able to go 3 times over a 5-month period, like that's pretty awesome,
It
I
is.
think.
Yeah, I like that because
Because you
it's
can hit a
not.
no blockout dates, so that you're like no blockout dates. So you could, if you were a festival person, you could do like, and you went to DCA, you could do like the Lunar, you could do Food and Wine. Like these things would happen within those time frames. So it's
I
kind of
thought it
cool.
did say that there were, it said pay attention to,
Mm,
availability.
it's set. Well, yes, you have to make a reservation, but there's no
Right.
blockout date. So
Okay.
it's cool to know that at least you have that option if you're quick enough.
Could we get rid of those reservations, please?
I
Ay,
know,
ay, ay.
seriously.
I'm so sick of those reservations. It's
Stressful.
crazy. Hmm. Well, not only that, but I've been stressed out because actually, I gotta check it real quick. So unfortunately, I had 2 of 3 no shows for my Inspire key. Not
Mm.
that I planned on doing it that way. Just the second one happened, unfortunately. But I've had to be on my best behavior, make sure I don't miss
Mhm.
any, dates. So let me see here. Let me click on it.
Yeah, but I
Huh.
would say, no, that if you, are in the area and you want to just go for a few days, I think that's a really good deal. $67 isn't,
No,
it's
it's a great deal.
one park, but that's an awesome deal.
Let's see here. I've got.
I get worried after I get one strike. I'm like, well, now,
Oh, trust me,
because
me
it just
too.
snowballs, right?
Yay! I only have one no show right
Okay.
now, and that one will fall off. Let's see. Oh, it should fall off next month on the 23rd of January.
No.
So,
Nice.
yes. All right. Well, yay. It's really stressful because, if you get one more, you can't make reservations for 30 days and
Yeah.
then you're blocked out and you're
That's
like,
a
oh
long
my
time.
goodness.
Yeah.
So,
I have to show.
yeah.
I
What's
love
that?
having things to look forward to. We have SACE and New Tears Day.
Can you explain to everyone what SACE is?
SACE 2025.
It's a second annual cookie exchange. So, for those of you who are watching our streams, we did a cookie exchange with a lot of the streamers, and streamer support is what we call them. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time doing it, and it was great seeing everyone. And so, since it was the first annual, Geofire was calling it Face, and I think a few other people were. And now it's called SACE for the second one because it's second annual cookie exchange. So, I don't
Yeah,
know.
so we're looking forward to it. I got to raise the bar next time. And Daywalker asked about strikes can come off your record. Yes, it's
Yes,
like a
they can.
rolling calendar kind of thing. So,
Yeah, so every 90 days it falls off. So if you get a strike, then after 90 days it falls off. So on the 29th, which was just yesterday, mine fell off. And on the 23rd of next month, my other one will fall off as long as I don't have any other, strikes. But see, that's a problem I have is that they give you 3 strikes. And I get it, 3 strikes, but you can't have, more than those 3 strikes within 90 days. 90 days, 3 months is a
that's
long
a long
time.
time.
Yeah, and here's the other issue. So like recently, and I'm sure Theme Park Casual doesn't mind me sharing this, but he had planned on going to Disney, but then he couldn't go, and he lives far enough away where he wasn't able to make it to the park. Well, if you're sick and not feeling well, you don't want to go to the park, right? So you don't
Yeah.
want to get anyone else sick, and so you're kind of being punished for not going, even though you can't go. Or if you can't make it down to the park, to me it just seems like a punishment they need to take away, or they need to give us more strikes, to get
Or
more
same
than
day
3.
cancellations. Like you have to cancel
There we
before
go.
1 p.m. or something, right? Or
Right.
like in the morning usually, like, okay, I can't do it.
Well,
Yeah.
why can't they let you make the cancellation same day and all day? I mean,
Mhm.
it's
Well,
ridiculous that
yeah.
you can't make. It's like, oh, got to do it before midnight the night before. It's like, why? That does make a lot of sense to me. So parking is extra. Yep. Well, if you have the Inspired key, it's included. If you have the other passes, and is it like 50% off? I think for the other passes.
50% off. The Believe key you can get 50% off at Mickey and Friends, and then the what is it? Enchant and I always forget.
Imagine
they get 50% off at Toy Story.
Yep. Where you've been parking lately.
Yes. Well, we don't want to talk about, the fancy bus rides and why I'm parking at Toy Story.
Oh, too funny. All right. So real quick, let's talk about let's see. You actually went to, and we got a kind of hint there behind you, but you went to the Grinchmas yesterday at Universal Studios, didn't you?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
It was so much fun. Like the way they decorated the park, the theming, because I was telling you about that, like I hadn't been to Grinchmas since 2018, but it felt different. Like it felt much more Grinchy. No, it was. It seemed like there was more going on, and then you go into and I know I've never read or seen any of the Harry Potter movies, books, nothing.
Really?
But over the.
But you have experienced the land, though, right?
Everybody liked it, so I was like, no, I don't like it. But I love the land. Yeah, I'm like, this is awesome. And then just the little, the lights that they put up for the holidays, right? It was like perfect. I feel like they did a really great job. And then if you guys, my live is posted, but I can share, what is it, 7 minutes Rodeo Commission. I'm like, how long is this? But they do a projection show on the castle. So I could show that if you want, or a little bit of it, and then a little bit of the Grinchmas that was going on. And then we actually got to go to Nintendo World and walk around there, and that was decorated as well.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So I'll show a little bit of it. If you want to go watch, you can. I think I'm going to pull out the projection show and post it separately as well. But it was, and you get a little bit of fireworks. We were so excited. We got snow. We got fireworks. Anything we can. And I have to, before we end this little segment, I got to tell you guys about the house that I went to again this year in Long Beach. Because we got snow there too. 2844, where are you? This is the show they put on the castle at Universal Studios Hollywood. But in person, it's just. You're like, but it's so cool. I don't want to push stop.
I know it is cool.
Yeah, Heather, the projections are phenomenal. It's just
I love the car.
and I was so glad, like I was really happy with pretty much wherever you stood. There were so many areas to stand and watch.
Yeah, I agree. That's what's great about the castle.
Very cool. I won't. We'll just,
Do they have the drones this year as well, or
No.
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't see the drones. We got, you know, those little fireworks on the projections, and you get a few that pop off in the.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that show.
But so we have that, and then just real quick, the Adventure Show is cute. Oh, first we went in here. So we did go to the Nintendo World.
I have yet
First
to do
time
that
I had
still.
been there.
Everyone's like, how cute is this?
But then when you go in, I was like, oh wow, they decorated for the holidays.
Decorated.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I just love it there. I'm like, I want to go
This
spend
is
some time in there.
adorable.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Adorable.
And then
Wow.
it was pretty cool because then we were walking around, and then Mario and Luigi showed up.
Very cool.
And so they have that going on, which is pretty cool. And
Their
then
eyes were, yeah, I remember.
over, like, I guess it's kind of the main,
Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the
main
reason.
like entryway where all the shops are, and then there's that little center courtyard, and that's where they have.
So we think the most likely reason of all may be that his heart was two sizes too.
But it's so cute. But it's a cool show, right? Here's Ground out there.
Oh, there he is. There's Grinch.
Yeah.
You're as cuddly as a cactus, and as charming as an eel.
So it's one of those things that you know, I mean, being blocked from going to Disneyland, it kind of opens up, right, for us to go other places and just kind of explore and see what else there is out there. So that was nice to experience that, and I look forward to doing it again.
Very cool.
And I know that
second.
you did too. You actually ventured out as well.
I did. So I want to share that with you guys so you guys can see what I saw there. Actually, let me see here. Let me resort these. There we go. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So I went to SeaWorld yesterday, and they actually have their Christmas celebration. And so it's called SeaWorld Christmas Celebration. So you see the Electric Eel roller coaster in the background. They actually had, and let me zoom in here, but they had snowmen with the SeaWorld Christmas Celebration signs and then trees. And they had little things set up like, excuse me, I'm sorry. Sorry, a lingering cough there still, throughout the park. And one of the things I really like is the fact that they kind of show everything that they're doing. So they have a show that's actually called Stocking Full of Soul. And you can take a picture in front of this signage here, and across the way is the amphitheater, Nautilus Amphitheater, where they're actually doing the show. It's a nighttime show. They start at, I think, like 5:30 p.m. They have banners all over the place that say SeaWorld Christmas Celebration. Oh, I think I forgot to show the reindeer, but they actually had 2 reindeer, Santa's reindeer there. But unfortunately, I don't think I downloaded those photos. Then at the front of the park, they have more of the snowmen, there with Christmas trees. They do have a parade. We weren't there long enough to stay for the parade. It's Mrs. Claus's Christmas parade, but we didn't stay long enough for that one. We kind of just went there. We got there as soon as we could get there. I think we got there like maybe 20 minutes after they opened or so, and then stayed until about 4, a little after 4, and then we took off. We had obviously a long drive home, and my wife had to go back to work today, so she was like, let's not stay too long. They do have this. I think this is really cool. So this is a signage, and it says, Merry Christmas in many different languages. And I love the Christmas tree because it's water made out of Christmas tree. It's so cool. I mean, look at that. It's so cool with a starfish on top.
Oh, how cute.
I know. It's so neat. I love it.
Somebody mentioned, was that Adventures with Roto Commish? I heard Bob rode on a manta.
Yeah, the roller coaster manta. We'll talk about those in a moment. They did have a place here where you can get photos with Santa. And then this was called, and there's Clarice and Rudolph. So they actually have Rudolph's Christmas Town. I think, what is it called? I can't remember what they called it, but they have different signage all over the place and photo ops with the different characters from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And of course, the characters that you saw walking by, I'll show those to you again. You could actually take your photos with them inside and pay, to get the photos done. But I thought that was neat. They were actually taking them on a break. And so I was trying to get a quick photo or video, and everyone's like, all the employees like, please get out of the way. We're taking them backstage. So they had the Holly Jolly Marketplace. This is where Clarice and Rudolph were. Of course, they had all sorts of signage all over the place. It was called Photos with Rudolph and Friends. And then this was the photo op. So you got to take your photo with Clarice and with Rudolph here. And inside they had all sorts of different merchandise, from Bumble merchandise, Rudolph, Santa, you name it. But these little photo ops are really, really cool. And I'm glad they had them here. I thought that was really, really neat.
How cute.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And of course, they had their own, as you can see, like up here, you've got the, penguins. This was right next to the penguin encounter exhibit. So they had all sorts of stuff up. It just wasn't Rudolph. They had stuff all over the place, but it was a lot of fun. And then, yes, we did go on Manta. It's one of the roller coasters there. We went on Arctic Rescue. We went on, Emperor, which is a penguin, ride. Unfortunately, by the way, if you have passes or you're planning on going anytime soon, you might want to hold off going on that ride, because they only run one car right now, because they only have 2, and one of them is being repaired and is down right now. So the line is super huge and long for that. And then, of course, you got Electric Eel. And one of the things that they're also coming out with was a jellyfish encounter, and they actually briefly opened it last year, and then for some reason they shelved it and closed it, and it's opening up this year. So I guess they decided to not open up any new rides, that's the one problem I have with SeaWorld San Diego, is that, the property is not huge. It is huge for what they have. There's a lot of acreage, but you can only have so much on there. And the roller coasters, 2 of them, they have permits to have 3 tall coasters. Emperor's one, the other one is Electric Eel, and they can build 1 more. But that's why they're building a lot of low-lying coasters right now, like Arctic Rescue. It's a fun ride. It really is a fun ride, but it's like a lot of ups and downs, which is good. but it's not really high. Same with what's the other one they have? Manta. Manta is great. SeaWorld San Diego's Manta is way better because you're like Superman. You're flying, on your stomach, going over, big, dips and turns and curves and upside down. It's kind of crazy. And the roller coasters there, just, oh man, they don't compare to the ones we have here. Of course, it's kind of like our Universal Studios Hollywood, right? Our Universal Studios Hollywood is not like the one in Florida. Florida, they have crazy over the top rides and stuff, but we have the actual movie studio with some rides and attractions. And same here. SeaWorld, you have, a lot of, different exhibits, but you have some rides and attractions, not as many as you have over in SeaWorld San Diego. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So for everyone that joined me yesterday, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I went to show the Christmas show, and it's funny because the Christmas show was supposed to have a bunch of characters, and they only had one character on stage with another cast member. And so, I didn't have very good connection because that is right next to the ocean, and there's not a lot of reception in that theater. So for those who are watching, my apologies. Did we say hi to Cassandra and Arturo Lopez?
Hello, Cassandra and Arturo. How are you?
But yeah, it was a lot of fun yesterday. It was nice being able to go back. Ariel wants to go back, so we might try to go back later this week if we can. I'm not sure. We were going to try to do a trivia night or something like that too, but we'll see what ends up happening. So that's what we've recently done. And then we've got New Year's, which is tomorrow, which is crazy. And I actually thought, we were going to go to Knott's Berry Farm because typically in the past years, we've gone to Knott's Berry Farm. In 2019, little did we know what was going to happen in 2020. We went to, Knott's Berry Farm, had a blast, and it was a lot of fun. And then we didn't go back to Knott's Berry Farm for New Year's until last year. And that was a lot of fun too. But it does get really packed. And unfortunately, there's so many people there. It's hard to get a good cell phone reception to do a live stream. Even the live stream I was doing was, very spotty and very laggy, even for the fireworks. So my family and I talked about it today, and we actually decided we're not going to go to Knott's Berry Farm tomorrow night after all. So we're going to stay home and play some family games and, have some good food and, just enjoy our own company and just take it easy. And every once in a while, it's good to do that, right? For New Year's.
Oh, yes.
But what about you? What are you doing for New Year's?
Same thing. We're just it's funny because I'm like the night owl. Like everyone else goes to sleep early in our
You
house.
are? Just kidding. I know that.
So you're just like, So I usually do. We were talking about that, like waking, I'm like waking everybody up. Here, you have to cheers. It's midnight. So one of my sons has to work at 5 a.m. New Year's Day. So we're going to do the 9 o'clock. We're going to be New Yorkers for a night and do the 9 o'clock ball drop. So it'll be fun.
Go.
Yeah.
And then you go to bed?
They are.
They are. Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's funny because I love going to theme parks by the way, I'm still showing SeaWorld. Sorry about that. Let me get rid of that. There we go. So we love to go to theme parks, whether it's New Year's Eve or not, but it's always fun to go some other places too and experience New Year's Eve elsewhere. But this year we're just going to take it nice and easy and chill at home, which is okay for me. So, I mean, where's one place that you would love to go for New Year's that you haven't gone yet?
Oh, like anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go to Fiji. I want to be in one of those like huts where you can see the water underneath and just.
That's funny. That's where I had my honeymoon.
Did you really? Oh, that's
we went to Fiji for our honeymoon. Yeah. Mitch's Adventures. Bob, what is TT? That's TikTok. And welcome in, Mitch. Good to see you. So it's beautiful. Fiji is amazing. Any place you can go where you haven't been, another country, I think would be amazing. I know my wife had the opportunity to be in Paris for Y2K and she loved it. So I think it's always great when you can go to other countries and experience it.
Yeah.
And even if you're not in the country, going to another place in the United States just to, experience what it's like to be in another state or see what they do and how they, celebrate. It's always really cool. My uncle and my aunt and my cousin, they're out in the desert right now, Akatia Wells, and they're off-roading, and they're going to enjoy some fireworks and ringing the new year out there in the desert. So whatever you guys end up doing, I'm sure is going to be amazing and fun. As long as you're with your friends and family and ringing in the new year. And I got to tell you, I'm actually looking forward to 2025. I'm really hoping that it's going to be an even better year, this year. I think we all hope for that. So,
Yeah.
Christy says, I would love to go to Paris. Yes, Paris. Oh, and Park Road Trip. Ooh, London on New Year's Eve. Amazing. So is Santa Fe.
Yeah, I think it's just wherever, like, that's kind of been on my mind, where it's like just to go somewhere where you can just like turn off all like technology, right? Like, it's New Year's. You could look at your watch, but
what? You want to shut off technology?
Can you imagine? It's just so quiet. Like when the power goes out, you're like, wow, it's so quiet and peaceful.
So here's something funny. My wife and I were talking about this today, and if there's one place that I would not want to go for New Year's, can you guess what that would be?
New York.
It's in the United States.
Oh. Yeah, New York, right?
Yeah, exactly. New York. Because I got to tell you, I always thought, even growing up and as a kid, hey, it would be so much fun to be able to go to New York and experience it. But let me tell you, and they were talking about this on the news today, it's like, well, if you go, you got to go there hours before it starts, and you got to stay in the same place, and you can't leave, and there's no restrooms or bathrooms. And I got to tell you, standing in line for the candlelight processional at Disneyland for 2.5, 3 hours. Well, my legs are killing me. I can't imagine you're out there in the freezing cold. You can't go to the bathroom anywhere. You're stuck where you're at. That doesn't sound like fun to me. So yeah, I don't. I'll just watch it from my TV and
Right.
see the ball drop in New York. That's fine by me. So most want to say Vegas. I've been to Vegas. I've been to Disneyland many times for New Year's. Yep, that's kind of cool.
I don't go anywhere. Who was I talking? I think CL. And I was like, I've gone out twice in my entire life for New Year's Eve.
Really? That's it? Oh.
We had like really fun parties though. Like when I was younger, my parents always threw, it was like family, but like we had great parties with lots of music and like, so it was always fun. So then I kept doing it with my kids where I'm like, well, we have fun at home. So we would just do that. So yeah.
Well, I see it in your future. You're going to be another Disney park on New Year's Eve. I'm just kidding.
I know. So that would be cool, though. Yeah, I would like to do something. Yeah.
Well, I know that Casual's not here to talk about what they do as a family, but are there any traditions that you follow for New Year's Eve as a family?
No, that's pretty much it. Like we have to cheers. Like everyone has to wake up, and it might be Martinelli's, but you know what? We have to do that for good luck for the new year. And we used to do the pots and pans when the kids were little, and then when I was little, we do that.
I know. We do that with Ariel now too. But
it's fun.
Always got the wooden spoon, the pot or pan, and bing, 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 bing. And it's so funny too because I remember one time we went to a party and they had like the party favors and everything. I'm like, "Where's the pots and pans?" They're like, "No, we have party favors." I'm like, "Pots and pans, man." I was young. That was hilarious.
That's fun.
Too funny. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the comments. I thought someone had mentioned something else. Oh, so Ventures with Road Commission. Yeah, TPC, he couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he had something come up at the last minute. And so he apologized that he couldn't make it, but he wanted to be here with all of us. I asked him if he wanted to come and join us for the show, but he said he was still probably about 20 minutes out and he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make it or not. But regardless, I know that he is actually watching us right now. But he is obviously in our hearts and minds, and he's fine. Everything's good. Him and his family are great. He just had something that came up that he needed to go and take care of that was a little more important than our show tonight. So, yep.
Well, I was I wanted to show something just super quick, not a lot of it, because I'll put the link in. I put the link in for SeaWorld and for Universal for us. Like if you guys want to watch those later to catch some of the holiday stuff on our past streams in the last couple of days, Universal repost those, or if Ahmad wants to repost those 2 streams, because I think it's nice. You want to keep the holidays going. I like to do that. Just watch some of our stuff. And Bob, do you still have that up? The World of Color? Like, is it
No.
okay?
So for those of you who don't know, I actually did a 24-hour live stream. The stream was live, but it was a repeated recording, or looped recording, I should say, of World of Color Season of Light. And I thought that was really neat. I wanted to do something different I'd never done before. What I didn't realize is that the streaming service that I used, they showed it on a loop, but it was being broadcast from them, not actually broadcasted from YouTube. And because it was broadcasted through this other company, it didn't save. So it showed my thumbnail, but when you clicked on it, there was no video, which is fine because I'm thinking about doing it again next year. And if I do, then that'd be great. And I can always put the video back up if I want to. But yeah, I thought it was really great. It was very successful. We had a lot of people that made comments about it and loved it. And to all the people that came by and watched it, thank you so much. But yeah, that was really neat. I'm trying to do something right now. I just don't know if I'm going to have time to finish it by tomorrow, because I was actually planning another 24-hour stream. Maybe give you a little hint at the end of the broadcast here. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, that was very cool. I just wanted to share real quick. I went to, I didn't know about it. I have a friend who lives in the neighborhood, in this Long Beach neighborhood. And this house is amazing. He does, it's an hour long. Like, if you watch all of the different segments, it's an hour long show on his house. But just to kind of give you, I just want to share a little bit of it, and then you could always go check it out if you'd like to. But I say Imagineer. He's not an Imagineer, so I need to update that. But I was like, it's like an Imagineer. I'm in awe of what he did here. But so he does this display. It's good. Let me see if I can find a part that's commercial. Sorry. At least it's Christmas. Let's go to. So there's a show will play right there on the screen, but then everything is synchronized. The lights, there's bubbles, there's smoke, there's steam that comes up by the chimney. Characters everywhere. There's Mary Poppins is on jingles on the porch. All of the princesses. It's got Nightmare Before Christmas. In the trees, there are the lanterns from Tangled, and those synchronize with the scene. But it's amazing. And his wife does still work at Disney. She works at the Blue Bayou.
I remember when you went to this house last year. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, and then I went back this year, and I'm like, oh, it's like seeing it for the first time. And Trish had mentioned too. She's like, I think I see new decorations. I was hoping I could get. Is it here? Like major snow. Like, I'm like, this is. I think it's at the end. Sorry, guys. There's Tiana. Well, so like the lanterns start lighting up. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I admire when people do this.
Yeah, and he just does this like it's just something, labor of love. And he was out there. He stands out there with everybody and watches it along with the Glitter Company. I think it's been 13 years, but he was a control engineer for Donald Douglas and Boeing, so that was his background. But yeah, so I have that posted if you guys want to check it out. Like I said, it takes an hour to get through all of the different segments, and I tried to move around so you can see different.
Yeah, anyone that does stuff like that, I admire. I actually have a friend and a neighbor who lives not too far from me. He puts out, this is crazy, he puts out about 70 Christmas trees on his front lawn. I kid you not, 70, and they're all decorated differently. One might be decorated Star Wars, another one might be decorated just ocean, another one might be Minions from the Minion movies, or another one might be Transformers, another one might be monster trucks, another one might be just angels all over it. So each one has a different theme, which is amazing. And then he's got these big animatronics, whether it's a minion, a reindeer, throughout. He has a train track running through. He dresses up like Santa. He actually, has a big throne, Santa throne. I mean, it's amazing what him and his wife do. So when you guys see these things, definitely let us know and send us a message. And if they're local, we'll definitely check them out because I think those are really neat. I wanted to go and actually show off his house, but unfortunately, when I was sick and I wasn't feeling very good, I was like, I don't want to go over there. And as you can tell, I'm still trying to get my voice back. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, the Christmas house in Long Beach is amazing, and I'm so glad that you took the time to show us that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It really, I don't know, that just, I have so much respect for people. I mean, I know, Bob, you do some great decorations for your house. Like that takes a lot. You have to really enjoy doing that.
Yeah, well, so this year I plan on doing some projections. Unfortunately, because I had surgery on my hand and my elbow, I couldn't do that. I couldn't get up on my house and do the lights and all that stuff. I felt bad because I really wanted to, but come next year, we'll definitely be doing something for Christmas. And of course, I'll be doing my Halloween decorations like I normally do for the Haunted Mansion. So it should be cool. And I have a couple of things I didn't do this year that I want to do for next year. So stay tuned. We should have some new things that I'm going to do.
Very good.
Heather says, and I hope you're feeling better, Heather, because I know you were under the weather, but that cough that goes along with this cold or whatever is going around is not fun. What's funny is I got sick at the beginning of December and I still have this lingering, cough and hoarse voice from talking too long. Obviously, we've been doing the stream for a little while, but still get me. So hopefully it'll go away soon because I'm tired of it.
I know it's crazy.
Very cool. Well, if you guys want to throw some questions into the chat for Cordy and I, and we'll go ahead and take the time to try to answer any questions that you guys have for us. And also, if there's something you're doing for New Year's, let us know what you're doing. Love to see, what you're going to be covering and doing, to ring in the new year. Mitch says, Mary Place when he's still getting his voice back when we met at Knott's. Yes, I know. I know. Isn't that crazy, Mitch?
Jesus, see? Like me. Everything plans for Halloween, except I'm working on 2024 and he's working on 2025.
That's hilarious. Brian Sevilla, how are you? Welcome in.
Here's a question.
What was your favorite memory of 2024 at the Part Streamers Hangout?
Creating our channel. Officially becoming a Park Streamers Hangout channel.
Yeah, I was just about ready to say that as well. I think we have been doing this channel separately for on our different channels. So being able to actually do it on one channel and have this cool logo like the logo we have right now, this one, in the background, I think is awesome. I'm very, very, happy and grateful for what Theme Park Casual has done to, create some of our backgrounds and whatnot, like the ones behind me right now. So cool. Look at that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, being able to put everything on one channel. And by the way, we're finally moving along here. We got, let's see, what do we have now? Let me refresh the page since we've been doing the live stream, but we have 410 subscribers. So that's awesome. It's funny. I think it was 411 before we started the stream. What happened? But, if you guys haven't, subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing. We're on our way to 500. Each of us, me, Cordy in California, Theme Park Casual, we all have thousands of followers, but we're trying to expand and grow this channel, obviously. So if you have any friends that love Disney, share the channel with them. Let them know we do this every 2 weeks on a Monday. And then lately, we've been going to different places like Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
Knott's Berry Farm was the last time we actually went to the park. So it's actually kind of cool to be able to do an in-park hangout. And if you guys happen to be at the parks, let us know. We'd love to come hang out with you and see you guys. So that'd be great.
That would be great. Hi, Brian Sevilla. Welcome in. He's like, oh, you've already been on a while. Yes. Just a little
Brian said,
while.
I think the chalk walk was pretty special. It was.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
I mean, it was really the park streamers. Finally getting the channel together was one thing. But Danny, had asked Cordy and I if we wanted to be a part of the park streamers chalk walk, and we were like, yeah, let's do it. So he made us team captains, and 3 of us, got a lot of streamers and streamer support together. And we had 14 people that made our team, and we raised $14,000. So that was pretty amazing and special. And I can't wait to see what we're going to do this year. We have some really neat things planned for all of you. We have some neat decorations. Sorry, I was looking off the side, looking at my daughter here for a second. We have some neat things, giveaways that we're going to be, or donations that are being brought to us that are going to be really, really cool. So we hope that all of you will, take time to support the Chalk Walk in 2025. We're going to try to make it as even more successful than it was in 2024. So, and yes, that's very cool. I like them. Ariel's all, check out my new shoes. She got new. Oh, wow.
First year not working out in all this craziness. Yeah. For Geofire. Paul knew it. Hoping to meet up with Barry Plays at Disneyland for a trivia stream in 2025.
Awesome. That would be great, Paul.
Christy asked what our favorite food festival was this year. Christy, are you a fellow foodie?
Oh, she is. She definitely is. I got to hang out with her, and we did.
Oh, yeah, you guys came over with all the different sliders and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, she definitely liked some of the food as well. So, I'll let you go first. Ladies first. What was your favorite food festival this year?
I don't feel like I got to experience the Festival of Holidays as much as I wanted to this year. I always like food and wine though, but Lunar New Year is like they're neck and neck.
So I was going to say Lunar New Year was my favorite food festival this year. And yeah, food and wine festival is usually pretty good, but I just didn't feel like it was up to par this year.
I liked the year before. Yeah.
Yes, the year before was better. And the thing is, they come out with these food festivals so often now, where before it was just food and wine. And then it was like, okay, food and wine and Christmas. Now it's food and wine, Lunar New Year too. Oh, we got Pixar Fest or whatever. It's like,
yeah, that's true. They threw that in.
You have too many food festivals now. It's too much. So I kind of wish they would just reel it back. But Lunar New Year was my favorite last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christy, what was your favorite food festival this year?
Oh, Cassandra. Oops, sorry. Did I click over something?
Oh, no, I did.
Pretzel bread always looked delicious to Cordy.
Oh, yes. Thank goodness that's staying.
Oh, so Brian mentioned it's like the After Dark events. So many. There are quite a few. And for me, I think, excuse me, I think I would like it if they just maybe did 3 or 4 at the most. I'm not real partial to going to all of them, to be honest with you. I think the only reason why I tried to, I went to Star Wars way too many times last year. I'm not doing that again this year. But, obviously the Sweethearts I've never been to, so I wanted to go that. And then the 90s night. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't bring back the Disney Channel night. However, it took them forever to sell tickets for that. And while they still sold out, it was much better than I think people were expecting it to be. And I had a lot of fun, actually. I mean, we were all hanging out that night, and it was a lot of fun.
Even though he ditched us.
Well,
he was like, these ladies are too much.
Well, there's things you guys want to see. There's things I want to see.
I know. I'm teasing you.
That's my problem with the After Dark events. They're not long enough. So if you want to see everything, and this is the thing that drove me nuts. I had tickets for 3 nights for Star Wars, and I got a 4th one for free. And in those 4 nights, I still didn't see
Yeah,
the
I
Ewoks.
agree.
I saw them. I never got my picture with them. I there's so many things I didn't get to do, and that's my biggest pet peeve. Can you just make the after dark events longer? Yes,
Mhm.
you're letting me in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but the event doesn't start till 6. If it doesn't, or it doesn't start till 9, like Star Wars doesn't start till 9.
Mhm.
It doesn't start till 9. It ends at 1. Okay, I got 4 hours to get everything done. That's not enough. Oogie Boogie, 5 hours. Not enough to get everything done. Yes, you can. And I felt like I did a better job this year getting it done because I knew what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do
Mhm.
it. But I still didn't get, pictures with every,
Yeah,
character
yeah.
I wanted to see. But yeah, I think they just need to narrow it down to a few. Plus, I think that it needs to be a bigger discount for Magic Keys because I think it's ridiculous. They charge us so much money for Magic Keys, and then we have to pay on top of this for a short event.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we get to get our tickets first, right? We get priority for that, but
Mhm.
unfortunately no discounts for pass holders.
Yeah.
But
But it
hopefully.
seems it's not just with them. And by the way, I want to say thank you to Mitch's Adventures because Mitch and his wife took me
Mhm.
to the coast. No, not the coast. It was
Yeah,
my
it
FM
is, isn't it?
104.3 event this year. And they took you last year, which is awesome. And Mitch's wife, she's won 4 years in a row this private event. And it's so cool. But they used to do it late night and to the early hours of the morning. Now it's 7 to 11.
Mhm.
Before it used to be like,
Mhm.
9 to 1 or something like that. Still the same amount of hours, just, it's different how they do it now. So 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. is ideal. I'd say 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. is more ideal.
Yeah, I'd take 7, but yeah, 6 would be nice.
I would prefer 7.
So Heather just answering our question about how she's feeling, but then also what she's planning for New Year's. So one of my friends is streaming a game night, so that sounds fun. So maybe a Lego build. That sounds like a
Yeah,
fun.
that would be cool. I always like it when Theme Park Casual, he actually does the Lego builds with his son.
Mhm.
I think that's really cool when they do that. And I that's awesome. So if you guys are able to do that, that's cool. And then send me the link so I can watch it. I'm so glad I got to meet both you, Courtney, in California. Oh, thank you so much, Mitch.
Yeah, because
Yes.
they were gracious enough to bring me along the last 2023 for that event for the my FM. So that was nice. So Bob and I have both been able to go with them. So thank you.
Yes, thank you again, Mitch. I really appreciate it.
And we agree, Brian. Yeah. We're so excited to have more of you out there with us this year, live, supporting, virtually, but then also I know a lot of people are planning on making it out to actually do the walk. So super excited to see more people out there with us.
So Brian said, I missed most of the stream. Have they announced the opening day for original, OG Mansion to return? Yes, it's actually January 18th. So, yep.
Anyone watching the Rose Bowl? Sammy Bear wanted to sleep overnight. She wanted to camp out and do that, but I know she watches it.
So here's something interesting. So from the time I was 15 until about 25, so for 10 years in a row, I was 11. I actually decorated the Rose Parade floats every single year. I was part of the Lutheran Layman's League, so we would go and we wouldn't decorate just our float; we would decorate other floats. And it was always a lot of fun to be able to do that. And I've been wanting to take my daughter and my wife to go do that. So hopefully maybe next year we'll do it. But it's always a lot of fun. Now, I've only slept out once, and that's because back in the day, was it 20? I'm going to date myself here, but I think it was 1986 or 87. We actually decorated the Honda float. The Honda float had a bunch of elephants that went in a line, and we went and slept out. My parents and I, my best friend, his family, we had all decorated the floats, I should say, because there were multiple ones, and we slept out on the grass / concrete on the sidewalk there, and we didn't get much sleep, and it was freezing cold. And let me tell you, it was I don't know that I would want to do that again. I think I'd be fine with getting up early and going and sitting in the stand if I had a place to sit in the stand, but Bob
Yeah.
decorated a float for everyone. Yeah, you know what? So actually, I would love to go back and do it again. And here's one of the funny things. You guys would think this is crazy, but I got to decorate the Dr. Pepper float one year, and it was
Oh.
really, really cool. And they said, "Hey, we've got food. We've got cold Dr. Pepper. We have hot Dr. Pepper." I was like, "Whoa, hold on, hot Dr. Pepper?" They're like, "Yeah, we have hot Dr. Pepper too." And I'm like, "Is it good?" And they're like, "Yeah, it tastes great." I'm like, "Yeah, sure?" And they're like, "We work for Dr. Pepper. Yes, it tastes great." I'm like, "Okay." So I go over there, and they had in a percolator, they had Dr. Pepper, and
Oh
you
my
pour it
gosh.
out, and I kid you not, it was almost like a really
Like
good.
butterbeer?
No, it wasn't as sweet as butterbeer. It was more like a sweet tea, but like a
Okay.
hot sweet tea, and it tasted really good. The carbonation kind of came out of it because it's in the percolator. But yeah, it's really really good. And
That's
so
interesting.
yeah, I know it's crazy. Yeah,
Josh was bringing up back to food. Food and wine. Yes, that is when Soaring Over California comes back. So
yeah.
that is definitely and then Lunar New Year. Let me tell you, Heather, my daughter, like that was the one thing. That almond cookie churro right there by Goofy Sky School. Or that's where it was, I think, the year before. But that thing, you gotta try it. That is the
Yeah,
best.
I didn't try that. My favorite thing from the Lunar New Year was that strawberry macaroon. Oh,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
that was great. Lunar New Year was 10 out of 10, Christy says. Oh, okay, that's awesome. And no, Dr. Pepper doesn't have prunes in it. LOL. That's funny.
That's Mr. Pibb, right?
That's Trish that said that. Sammy Bear said Dr. Pepper at any temperature is good. So
The Dr. Pepper is good.
yeah.
Oh. Oh, wait.
Oops.
Wait, where
Sorry.
am I going? Here we go. That's so cool. Adventures with Roto Commission. My daughter got Sweethearts 2025 tickets. All right. Well, I hope she loves it. I hope she has the best time.
Yeah, I'm going February 6th. When are you going?
I'm not going, but
Oh, you're not. Oh, never mind. And then I'm
I
going March.
went 2 years ago. Yeah, I went 2 years
Gotcha.
ago. So.
Definitely going to look forward to Paint the Night this year. Yes, for sure. So let's talk about that. What are you looking forward to this year? I mean, obviously, we just talked about Cordy Berry Place. That's funny.
We have to say, Mike! Yeah, Paint the Night. And this, I mean, I'm excited. It's 5 months out. We got so much that's going on before then. It's just, but I'm already strategizing because I was like, man, we got to figure this out. We need to work as a team and like camp out. We'll have to take turns and like, I really think we should do those things. Like we run around and we're like, oh no, find a spot.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to try to find some way of covering Paint the Night, and maybe we have like I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, but maybe I take my laptop and we do. I know StreamYard is not the best though when it comes to sound, but we need to figure out something where we can actually cover it and do like multiple angles and things like that.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. That would be
or
cool.
or we just edit into one video. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking out the Paint the Night parade. That was my favorite parade 10 years ago, and I think it's going to be an amazing parade again this year. I'm interested to see what they're doing and if they've repaired the Little Mermaid float because they had cut it down to put it in DCA. Did they fix it? Have they made any changes? Are they going to be any new floats? I mean, I'm kind of hoping that they bring out some new stuff, but time will tell. I mean, I know that Wondrous is coming back out. I'm personally going back to Knott's. I'm looking forward to the Boysenberry Festival. It's always classic. We do have the Peanuts Festival, Peanuts Celebration that's going to be coming back up here in just I think 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
So, hey, Orange Grove 55, how are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. And by the way, guys, if you haven't seen Orange Grove 55, they have a great channel too. Definitely go check out OG and George on that channel. And it's always great to see what they're up to. They always have some really good premieres and stuff. So, Mods, if you could, can you share Orange Grove 55's link in the chat too, please? Heather Jung says, Boysenberry Festival. I know. It's one of my favorite. I think it's probably because, look, when it comes to, sorry, I'm all coughing again. When it comes to food festivals, the food festivals at Disney are cool, right? And Lunar New Year is my favorite. At least we'll see how it is this year. But when it comes to actual food, I feel like you get the most food for your dollar and really good food when it comes to Knott's Berry Farm, especially like the Boysenberry Festival. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. And is that March?
Yeah, it's in March, goes to April. And right now, I hope they keep it because I can tell you it's one of my favorite. They have a barbacoa with mac and cheese. Oh, that thing is so good. If you haven't had it, Cordy, I suggest you go try it because it is amazing. So
I didn't get to take advantage. I think I went once. I'm so bad about going to Knott's.
Well, I think part of the problem is, and this is my issue, like, so Knott's is going to be open late all through this week. And I think on Sunday, they're only open till 9, but most of the time they're open till 10. But they are open till 1 a.m. tomorrow morning if you guys are thinking about going, but it's going to be packed. After next week, a week from today, they're closing at 6. And all through the winter until spring break, they're closing at 6. So it's hard to get over there to cover Knott's when they close so
after
early.
work and stuff. And I was kind of bummed because Thursday they are not doing the Snoopy on Ice show.
They're only doing weekends.
They are. Wednesday they are because New Year's Day, right?
That's right.
But I was bummed because I was like, oh, I'd like to go. I wanted to go Thursday, so I'm like, I'm going to try to go Friday. Is what I'm shooting for because I want to see it. I didn't see it this year or last year.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, you got to go see it. We took my dad the other day and he enjoyed it. It's great. It's a lot of fun. I love it. In fact, I could watch a show over and over and over again. It's so much fun.
We got a couple of EXP626. Welcome, Alan Smithy. Welcome in. We're just talking about New Year's, food festivals, kind of our Q&A. I'm barely waking up at 6 p.m. Right?
That's hilarious. Sorry. I didn't even click on that one. Definitely looking forward to the haunt events coming this year. I'll be at Creepy coming up next month. Oh, that's cool. We'll have to check that out. Yeah, there's so many new things. And you know what? That's what I loved about Living Dead Family. They always have so many really cool things that they're covering. And I learn about some of these, events because of them. So it's really, really cool.
I know. Yeah. That was really great to have that constant coverage over haunt season from the Living Dead Fam. That was pretty cool.
I totally respect them because Living Dead Fam, they literally, they don't live close. They drive quite a ways to get to these events. And some nights they were covering Knott's Berry Farm, or Not Scary Farm, I should say, 2 or 3 nights in a row. It was like, wow, you guys are dedicated. And then, by the way, I know you guys saw on my page, and you probably saw it on Cordy's page, but there was supposed to be the St. Anna Haunt. They were supposed to have a Christmas event too. We got invited to the media event. And then for some reason at the last minute, City of Anaheim, the planning commission did not approve them to do their events, which is really unfortunate because, I did like their Halloween event. It was cool. Obviously wasn't as big and granular as grand.
You sound like me.
I know. I'm Cordy in California. I'm Mary Place 28. So the thing is that it's not as big and as grand as like Not Scary Farm, or Halloween Horror Nights, but still, it was a cool little event, and I was really looking forward to going to that, and they weren't able to. I'm really hoping that next year they'll be able to. So
yeah.
Let's see. More grand is the word. Thank you, Gladys. Oh, jeez. Oh, and she says, excuse me, I'm 6-hour drive away from all the parks. Sorry. Yeah, well, so you may not be, or Living Dead Fan may not be as far as you. But you know what? And by the way, if you guys do come out to the parks, please come by and say hi to me and Theme Park Casual in Cordy, California. We love hanging out with you guys. It was, recently we got to meet quite a few people like Dasher of Disney and Donald's fan. They were, and I think they're back out right now. So I hope they're having a great trip. But being able to spend time with you guys in the park is really cool. Christy Blaylock, I got to meet her just a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago. It was awesome. So I really appreciate it when you guys take the time to find us, say hi, and spend some time with us in the parks. So I'm being voluminous.
Well, I said I was I was telling we were talking about something, me and Sammy Bear, when we were walking around, and I was talking about the dreamers being, I said, well, we're all very voluminous. Did I say voluminous? Wait, how did I say it? Anyways, we like project. We were talking about how our voices project. We're all loud. We were trying to say it in nice ways that we're just loud. So, Trish, thank you. Made me laugh. That was a little inside joke.
That is funny. The doctor said I had some kind of granular problem. Thanks, Alan. Yeah. Who taught me how to spoke? I love it. You guys are so much fun to hang out with. By the way, thank you so much for hanging out with us too. It's always a pleasure to be with all of you, and the fact that you guys come hang out with us every 2 weeks on a Monday or whenever we happen to be in the parks means a lot to Cordy and myself and Danny. So thank you so much for doing that. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, please always know you can you're never interrupting, I guess is what I want to say. Like, just come up to us and hi.
Well, Silver Star's Adventures with Hey Silver Star says you guys are fun also. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Silver Stars.
I appreciate it. And I know you don't get out to the parks as much as you used to, but always love hanging out with you in the parks, Silver Star's Adventures. So thanks for taking the time to hang out with us when you are down here. Oh, Pirate Girl's just on a roll now. At least once a day. That's funny. Renato says I can take flax and cure that. Okay, that's funny.
Flummoxed.
Very, very
that was
cool.
a TPC special there with the flummoxed.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, new word. Love it.
Too funny. All right. Any other questions? I don't think I see any other questions at the moment.
Oh, poor Trish. I've been up over 30 hours. Seriously goofy now. Trish, you are a trooper. You are a superwoman.
Yeah, and I do want to say, because this is the end of the year, all of our mods for all of our channels and also for the Park Streamers Hangout, thank you so much. We can't do our shows without you, and I just want to say I really appreciate all of you and everything that you guys do. It means a lot to us that you take the time to mod for all three of our channels, and then for those of you that mod for our channels and for Park Streamers, I really do appreciate it. Even though we don't stream as much on Park Streamers as our other channels, the fact that you guys take the time to keep our channel safe, friendly, and always fun, and you keep the chats going, we just want to say thank you. So to all of our mods in the chat, if you guys wouldn't mind, please put some blue hearts in the chat, or whatever you guys put in for your mods. Put those emojis into the chat, and just want to say thank you so much. Did I get banned? I don't think you got banned, Brian. Did you?
We see you. We see you.
I see you.
Yes.
It wasn't me. It was one of the mods. Just kidding. It's that Brian Sevilla guy. Ban him. Too funny. Well, I'm looking forward to 2025. I think it's going to be a great year, and I'm looking forward to more fun. We've got a lot coming down the pipeline, like I mentioned, for our channels, and there's some things I know that, like Theme Park Casually, he's got his he's got his March Madness coming up, which is going to be great. So you guys should look forward to that. I'll be doing Main Street Windows in May again. Cordy, what are you doing? Are you doing anything?
I don't even know what I'm doing from one day to the next. No, I'm kidding. I really don't, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah. So, but we're always doing something, and we're always trying to look for some really cool things that we could do to have fun. Lately, it's actually been cool, and it's been going over really well. I've been showing different video clips of Disney and or Muppets or whatnot on my channel, which has been a lot of fun. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. And if you guys have any suggestions for the Park Streamers Hangout or even for our channels, don't hesitate to reach out to us and let us know. I love the feedback that we get from you guys, and it's always a lot of fun. Add the Dutch Disney Lover says, have a good night to it all. I have to work tonight for safety. Okay, no worries. But thank you so much.
Tonight.
I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And, especially since you're watching us from overseas, it really means a lot. So thank you, Add the Dutch Disney Lover.
And we got Donnie and Jen are in the chat.
Donnie and Jen, what's happening?
Hello.
Yes. I don't see any other questions. Do you?
I do not. And if you guys, you know what? If you guys need a fix, a Disney fix, head off to our channels, Berry Place 28, Courting California, and Theme Park Casual. Watch some replays. Just, you know what we cover. So you can just kind of live through that. I even watch them. I'm like, I need a dose of Fantasmic, and I'm like, let me go watch.
Yeah, since Casual couldn't be here tonight, definitely he just did a recap of his favorite moments in 2024. So go back to that and replay that. It's a really, really good video. There's some things on there I forgot about, and there's some things obviously I wanted to see again, like when he got the crocheted hat, which is really, really cool. So yeah, definitely go back and check that out. And definitely, be on the lookout. We're going to be, doing a lot more reporting, and we're going to try to expand this channel. And, so please keep supporting us and coming back. And if you haven't hit the like button tonight, please hit the like button for us. And again, if you have any friends or family that love theme park stuff and they haven't, subscribed to our channel, please let them know about it. Have a question? Why are you so awesome? Thank you so much. And by the way, we have this group that we call streamer support, whether they come hang out with us in the parks or they just support us, on the channel like all of you guys do. We appreciate all of you, and you guys are great. I know some, hang out with us all the time, like Sammy, and I would just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to spend it with us and hang out in the parks. And, you guys make what we do fun too. And again, we do it for you guys. So it's, while we have fun going out and doing it, it wouldn't be the same if we weren't able to do it for you guys and hang out with you in the parks.
Yeah, you definitely bring life to the streams. I always say, like, once you see that everyone start popping in, right, you're like, it gives you, it's almost like that, now that I went to Nintendo World, but it kind of the power up, right? You're like, all right, let's go.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, do you have any final words you'd like to say before we talk about when we're streaming again?
It's officially New Year's Eve where Trish is. So in some parts of the country already, it's 10:14 here. So happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's. Cheers to a great 2025 for all of us, whatever your dreams and wishes are for the year. May you all receive them.
Yep. And I'm going to say this on behalf of me and Theme Park Casual, who's not here, but just want to wish all of you a very happy New Year. And I hope you guys have a safe and fun and exciting, New Year's Eve. Wishing all of you the best and the most prosperous 2025, and just a great year for you and your families or friends. We appreciate all of you, and we really, really do care that we get to spend these moments with you. So, and Christina's saying good night already. We haven't said good night yet, Christina. I love that. Christina Holmes alone.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. But anyhow, and JV509, everyone's saying goodnight, and we haven't finished yet. Everyone, don't take off yet.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Yeah. Oh, one more thing. Do the Apple thing. But yeah, we wish you guys the best for a great 2025. Since Casual is not here, please go check out his casual channel. Check out his casual channel. You can find him on YouTube and Instagram and X. He does a great job with his channel, and I'm not sure when he's streaming next, but I believe it's after the first of the year. So you can definitely go and check him out. In the meantime, Cordy, when are you streaming next?
When am I streaming next? Hopefully Friday at Knott's.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I'm hoping for. And then we're all back Saturday. Disneyland.
Yeah, no, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It goes by fast. It really does.
It did. It did.
So you guys, and where can we find you?
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Blue Sky. I think that's it.
All right, very good. And you guys can find me at BarryPlays28 on YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. And actually, I'm not sure when I'm streaming next. I'm planning on doing another 24-hour stream tomorrow night at midnight, all through New Year's Day, if I can get it completed and done. If I can't, then I may have to pass on it, but I'm going to try to do that. In the meantime, if you have me my notifications on, you'll know when I go live tomorrow night at midnight, and that's happening. Other than that, I'm going to try to plan something with Ariel to do trivia night again before she goes back to school, but she wants to hang out with one of her cousins, so it depends on when she's hanging out with her cousins. So we may do something on Thursday or not. And then I do have a reservation to go back to Disneyland on Saturday. That's the plan at the moment. So you guys will definitely see me. Hopefully it's Disneyland on Saturday, finally, after all these days of being gone.
I know. And then Mike Skellington, yes, we do have two of our streamer friends that will be at the parks for New Year's Eve. So Main Street Cowgirl and Kevin C. Magic. So they will be there in all the glorious chaos that will be New Year's Eve at the parks.
Did I say they're going to be glutton for punishment tomorrow night? Oh, sorry. Did I say that? Just kidding. It's going to be crazy tomorrow night. But, that's the cool thing is that they're going out there and doing this so that you guys can enjoy their stream. So definitely check out all of our friends. With that, just want to say thank you again for spending this amazing 2024 year with us. Thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. We hope you guys have a great night, and we hope you have a happy new year. And we'll see you on the next Park Streamers Hangout. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed our amazing show tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next Park Streamers Hangout. Have a good night, everyone.